Hey guys, welcome back to Reality Check, please. I'm your host, Cassie, and happy Monday. We just uploaded today for the very first time. We started our 1 Minute with God series. It's a daily devotional series that we will be doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's just a little addition to your prayer life, your walk with God, your daily conversations with Him, your relationship with Him. So if you are a woman or a man of faith and you want to share a devotional with us, head on that way. But if you're not, no worries. We have plenty of reality checks to serve you up this week. So you'll be very busy with that. So don't feel pressured to head on that way. But if you do, welcome. Today we are back with the recap of Love is Blind UK Season 2, Episode 1. These first episodes can be very, not tricky, but they can be kind of, the very first episode at least can be very boring. You get to see the whole cast, you meet them for 2 seconds, and then you start to hone in and see who your main storyline people are going to be. So today I want to talk about the established connections that we have so far in episode 1. Before we jump in, I want to remind you guys to keep doing what you're doing. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Help our video get pushed out to the YouTube algorithm. Let me know where you're watching from. Help our channel get pushed in front of fresh new faces who love reality TV, who love Bravo, who love Netflix, all of the above. So keep doing what you're doing. I could not do this without you. I'm so thankful and appreciative of you guys. So with that being said, let's jump right in. So I wanted to start off with our first triangle of the season. Kieran, Meg, and Sophie. Sophie is a tough one. I think that her character she is very closed off. She is very guarded. I am not sure why she would agree to do this type of experience or experiment if she knows how closed off she can be and if she's not sure she's even willing to open up. But Kieran really enjoyed his conversation with her the very first day. Obviously, the very first episode, you're going to get to see a lot of them date each other more so than you would see on the rest of the pod episodes, because that's when they start to hone in and really focus on the connections that are being built. After I think a few dates with everyone, you start to request from what other I keep wanting to say islanders, from what previous cast members have said, you get to know everyone and then you kind of, I guess, pick who you want to continue to date. So the first night, you're basically a speed round. You get like 15-minute intervals with everyone. Remind you guys, there's 15 guys. So 15 times 15, there's 2.5 hours of just dating nonstop. You have to remember there's a whole reset, portion of it. You don't just walk in and then walk out into another room. At least I don't think it is. So 2.5 hours of just dating, like conversing with people. 15 different guys, 15 different girls. So it's a very busy day. So I can understand why maybe Sophie would have been a little guarded in that first episode or in that first date. But Kieran actually said in that same episode towards the end that he really got on with her and he was actually having a little bit more of a hard time getting on with Meg. However, he did still see potential, but he was very well aware that he was in a triangle. There was definitely love triangle vibes going on. He knew that he was in between two girls and he was still trying to get to know them. And I get it. It's still early on. So he had no business trying to like cut one over the other, but we'll see how this ends up working out. Next, we have Ashley and Billy. Ashley is a cabin crew. Billy actually also shared that he has been married before. Her reaction was very like, oh, like, what did you learn from that? Like, what happened? Was it a long time ago? Like, very much open to the idea of him being married. I think that for him, I would imagine it'd be very scary. You're not just looking to find another girlfriend or another like long-term relationship, maybe without marriage. Like you're looking to get into another marriage. So I think that's kind of, bold, but he knows what he wants and that's a successful marriage. So you can't really blame him if that's what he's looking for. Ashley and Billy they have a lot in common. They were both in I guess their version of like the military or like the armed forces. Not sure if it was like Navy cadets, Army cadets. So they have a lot in common, which I thought was really nice. He was very hesitant towards the end of the episode because she's cabin crew. And I don't know if if his ex-wife was cabin crew, like a flight attendant or maybe an ex-girlfriend. And he was very put off about that idea and started to question maybe the potential of their relationship because he's afraid of being put in a position where his partner's not going to be around all the time because being cabin crew, you're gone a lot of the time. So we'll see how their connection evolves over time, but I'm rooting for them. I like them as a couple. Next we have Sarover and Cal. Sarover, right? That's a beautiful name. Very different, very unique. She shared that she's Indian and she's only ever dated Indian boys before. So this must be very different for her in a good way. She's very excited to step out of her comfort zone, and I'm rooting for her. I think her and Cal do have the potential to be a great relationship. I think that we are going to definitely see more of them going into the season. We don't have too much info on them so much in the first episode. They give us a lot more to talk about in the second episode, which we'll be back later to do another recap of. But yeah, I'm rooting for them. Last but not least, we have Anu and Patrick. Patrick is a human design coach. I'm assuming it's something along the lines of like a life coach. He follows his splenic instinct. He says he's very spiritual, loves energies, astrology, and all this stuff. Anu shares that she's Christian. She's very big on her faith. She prays a lot. She's very like in tune with her spirituality as well. From the outsider's perspective, as a Christian myself, Patrick did say that he was, raised Christian, Catholic, did all his communions, and how his parents are still like, I think, very spiritual as well, but more so, I think, like, not in, I hate to use the word religious, but in the like religious realm. Because I do think that there's a difference between like astrology, crystals, energy, and then an actual like relationship with God. You don't necessarily put your faith in like physical things or like the stars. I think it's different. And as an outsider's perspective or like as a viewer, I don't see them as being a perfect match. Obviously, they don't. I mean, it's only episode 1. So we don't have a lot of context. She did tell him, like, you are the most spiritual man that's here. And so I think that that's honestly what's giving her the interest to lean in on it. Obviously, episode 1 is very surface level. We get to see like surface level conversations. We don't really get too deep into like the nitty gritty, family history, past. We don't dig deep. We don't dive deep into like a lot of their trauma, I guess you would like to say. So that will definitely come with episode 2. Like I've said, episode 1 is very much of like an intro episode. These are the 4 couples, one love triangle that has been established in the first episode. We will get introduced to a new couple in episode 2, which actually is very exciting. We also, like routine, like clockwork, every episode 2 in every season always comes with an engagement. Someone closes off, and it's normally not a boring couple. I think it's just more of one of the ones that have less drama, I guess. I'm not sure. But we do have an engagement coming up in episode 2. We have another couple connection introduced. So, friends in the UK, what do you think of this season? And friends in the US, wherever you're watching from, all over the world, give me your thoughts. Who do you think is going to make it to the altar out of these 4 couples? Do we see any of them having the potential to even say yes? Obviously, it's very early. I know that. But I think that they have established that they are going to be a part of the main storyline, especially Kieran, Meg, and Sophie, because that's just how love triangles work. They are always part of like the storyline and the season. So pop off in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Have a blessed day. We're going to go to the library with my little one. So we won't be back on until later today in the afternoon. Keep on watching. Keep on doing all the podcast things. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a beat and you never miss an episode. And we'll catch you later. Bye, guys. Happy Monday.